Hi everyone, I am Baris and I lead the mobile product team for Google Assistant. It's a pleasure to be here with everyone today. I want to start by thanking everyone for tuning in from different parts of the world. It's been a tough couple of months for many of us, and I hope that you're staying safe and healthy. Like many of you, I'm joining from my home, where I've been working as well as spending quality time with my family. It's been the perfect opportunity to teach my son how to bike, so we can go on family bike rides together. In addition to Hey Google, Hey Daddy is a pretty frequent utterance in my household these days. Today, I want to start with sharing how we at Google are thinking about the future of Google Assistant and the important role that partners and developers like you play in that vision. I hope that what you hear from me will inspire you in voice now more than ever. So let's jump right in and talk about the future of Google Assistant on mobile. With over 3 billion digital voice assistants in use, we consider voice to be the biggest paradigm shift that's currently happening around us. Our relationship with technology has always been punctuated by paradigm shifts. We went from a command line interface to the graphical user interface, from T9 keyboards to touchscreens. And with each paradigm shift, the input and the output have become more natural, meaning the way we interact with technology and the response that we receive became more natural and more human. And that's why we believe voice, especially on mobile, is the next paradigm shift happening around us. Through our advanced speech and language understanding, we're at the cusp of arguably one of the most natural and human-like interactions with technology. What's at the heart of this paradigm shift is the simple insight that people want a more natural and a more effortless way to interact with technology. So we envision that digital assistants work seamlessly across your services and your devices, offering instant help throughout your day, whether you're on the go, at home, or on the road. So our design philosophy has been to meet users where they are. And when we think about ambient computing across different devices and different contexts, such as home or driving, we need to support multiple modalities. We need to support voice interactions, touch interactions, as well as visual solutions. Google is committed to helpfulness across all of our products. Our goal with Google Assistant is to help users get things done throughout their day, whether that's recommending a recipe, turning lights on or off, or playing a personalized news briefing. We launched Google Assistant in 2016, and now we have over 500 million monthly active users. It's also available in 30 languages across 90 countries and on more than 1 billion devices, including smart speakers, smart displays, phones, cars, TVs, wearables, and more. With over 2.5 billion Android users across the world, we know that mobile will play an important role in the future of ambient computing and the voice paradigm as a whole. So let's talk about the mobile assistant. Today, when I'm walking and I want to order a cup of coffee from a shop around the corner, I need to stop and focus on my phone. It's the same thing when I get into my car and I want to look up directions to a nearby restaurant. Voice is really helpful in these situations. When we use our phones, we have a very procedural way of doing things. If I want to track calorie intake, for instance, I need to find the right app, tap on the add button, scroll through lots of options, and add each item one by one. With Mobile Assistant, we're going from a procedural way of doing things to an outcome-based computing. You can just say, hey Google, and the outcome you want, like log that I had a banana and a slice of bread, and the assistant orchestrates all the steps with that service to make it happen. Whether it's using your apps to get something done or transacting on mobile web, Assistant plays a key role in helping users get what they want in a fast and natural way. In order to talk about how the Assistant helps you get things done on your phone, we need to first talk about the new Google Assistant. Last year, we announced the new version of the Google Assistant. We thought about how the Assistant should be really a core part of your mobile operating system that is deeply embedded across your phone, as opposed to being a destination that you go to. This new Assistant is fully integrated with your device and allows you to call upon it while you're using your applications. You can do things like opening apps, opening specific sections of the apps, as well as searching inside applications or sharing across applications. The idea is that the Google Assistant is really about making the interaction with applications as natural and seamless as possible. So let's take a look at how this works. Assistant needs to be fast to make it a habit. Thanks to major advancements in AI, we were able to bring language transcription and understanding to on-device. Let's take a look at the speed. Open Calendar. Open Calculator. Open Maps. Turn on the flashlight. Turn it off. Set a timer for 20 minutes. You might also have noticed that I didn't need to keep saying the word "Hey Google" all the time. We are in a continued conversation state, and Assistant is waiting for commands intended for it. It won't respond otherwise. This makes the conversation a lot more natural. This is already available in some locales, and many other ones are coming soon. Now let's see how this can be helpful as I multitask. I have a message from Jessica asking about my trip to New York. I can reply. Reply, had a great time with my family. It was so beautiful. Show me my pictures from New York. The ones with dinosaurs. Share this with Jessica. Reply, can't believe it was 3 months ago. Assistant can also understand your context within an app and help you engage with that app. Open Maps. Italian restaurants. It knows when to pass the query to the app in the foreground and when not. Open Play Store. Search for Google. Weather. And the best part is, this even works with your mobile web, where you could simply search for things. Let's see how this works. Search for running shoes on Wish. How about tennis? Show me lighting on Wayfair. Search for desk lamps. Pretty cool, right? We're also looking at other areas where Assistant can dramatically simplify tasks on the mobile web. We've been looking at ways to apply our duplex on the web technology to situations like checking out from an online shopping website, enabling users to quickly navigate through complex forms and checkout flows. And we do this by autofilling information for users and helping them navigate easily through complex web flows, and of course, ultimately helping increase conversion metrics for our partners. Another example of Assistant's role in helping users get things done on mobile is the Read It feature. Have you ever tried to read that one interesting article without having to scroll through your small screen because you're going for a walk? Now, Read It feature is a new feature we rolled out earlier this year where the Assistant will read pages aloud. You can simply try saying, "Hey Google, read this," and this unlocks more engagement with your website where users will otherwise simply not be able to read the content in the moment. I'm excited about all this innovation, and I hope you are too. We talked a lot about how Assistant is helping users get things done on their apps and on the web. Now, let's talk about how developers and partners like you can join us in this journey and help your users throughout the world interact with technology in the most natural way and get things done while on the go. App Actions is our mobile assistant developer tool. It enables you to integrate your applications with the Google Assistant. App Actions lets your users use simple voice commands and access the common functionalities such as checking the status of your order or opening specific menu items or just sending money to someone. It enables your users to access your app more easily while they're on the go, using just their voice to get things done. As developers, you can just enable this experience for your users by adding assistant queries that link to specific functionality in your apps. App Actions then enables your users to bypass all the intermediate steps and helps them get right into the right state in your app where engagement matters, using intent mapping and natural language processing. In this example, you can see how Dunkin' is leveraging App Actions to enable their users to easily order their favorite coffee. In addition to driving engagement, app actions can be an excellent way to get started or to expand in voice for a number of reasons. For anyone who's built for voice, you know how challenging it can be to start from scratch. With app actions, you're able to leverage your existing investments that you've already made building your Android mobile app. And while the functionality comes from your apps themselves, Assistant provides a very natural way to engage with applications and to invoke these functionalities. So not only does this lessen the burden of building something new, it's also a great way to start the conversation with your existing users. Another benefit of app actions is that you can just use known developer tools such as Android Studio. So with the entire building occurring right in Android Studio, it's as easy as adding it to your next app update sprint. Did I mention that it just takes average of 20 hours to get the development time to stand up? So we all know how, especially in these unprecedented times, how challenging it is to juggle challenging priorities. So we've optimized the app action integration process with what we call built-in intents, or BIIs. BIIs take care of the intensive language understanding development. So in less than a day, your app can be voice-enabled. Last year, we announced app actions starting with 4 verticals: finance, ride-sharing, food ordering, and fitness. And we exposed many built-in intents within these verticals, such as send money or start an exercise. Now, we've seen some great examples where developers like PayPal, Adidas Runtastic, and Nike Run Club have built their app actions using these built-in intents. Now, there are many scenarios where app actions can alleviate hurdles from users' journeys on mobile. And I want to share a couple of examples where we've seen some of the most innovation happen using app actions. The first area is adding a simple voice command for your repetitive tasks. If you're like me, you'd start your morning listening to some of your favorite music. And I can now simply ask the assistant to do it for me, as opposed to going through the same sequence of steps every day. So leading with the output and leaving it to Google Assistant to orchestrate things on my behalf. Another area is searching within applications and sharing. Has anyone here tried to quickly look up something while you're on the go? App Actions now allows you to do that in a much more helpful and much more natural way using a simple voice command. And nothing reduces friction from app engagement quite like opportunities to eliminate typing. For example, Payam Shojari, who is Google Assistant's ecosystem product team lead, is giving a talk at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So now let's say Payam and I made a bet of who might get the most viewership for their keynote. And let's say I won. Instead of struggling through how to spell my last name, he'd be able to say, "Hey Google, pay Baris Gultekin $10 on PayPal." And Google Assistant would fast track him into the right confirmation screen within PayPal so he can pay up. And yes, it's only $10. I'm not a monster. Essentially, App Actions reduces the friction for users, which provides them a better experience with your brand, while driving the user to the point of your app where engagement matters the most. We talked about a lot of things today. At Google, we are excited about what's in the store for Assistant in mobile space. We believe that voice in mobile is a key component of ambient computing, and that we're only scratching the surface. There is a ton of innovation to look forward to in this space. I encourage you to get started with us on this journey by leveraging tools such as Duplex on the web and App Actions to enable your users to have more natural and seamless interaction with your web content and apps. We are particularly excited about App Action space, and you'll hear more from us on this front in the coming months. That's all from me today. Thank you again for tuning into my talk, and I look forward to meeting all of you soon and building some great things together on the mobile assistant. Next, you'll hear from one of our partners, Swiggy. They are one of the leading food ordering and delivery platforms in India, and you'll hear about how they're adopting their voice paradigm by implementing app actions to help their customers easily track and search their food order. Thank you, and stay safe.
Baris, thank you so much for sharing that inspiring innovation pipeline of Mobile Assistant. Personally, I'm super excited to be part of this journey, which leads me to my own introduction. I'm Tua Slur, dialing in from Zurich today. I'm heading up the team who is managing the global product partnerships for Google Assistant based in EMEA. That means I'm working hand in hand with Baris and his team and bringing the innovation to our markets, to our users, together with our wonderful partners. Today, I'm delighted to introduce you to Swiggy, that is one of our top partners based in India. Arnab Agrawal, the VP of Product Management, is joining in with me from Bangalore. And I would say, welcome Arnab, and why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your business and what you do.
Sure. Thanks, Tua. Hi, everyone. I'm Arnab Agrawal, VP of Products at Swiggy. I've been building consumer products for about 14 years now in diverse areas such as hyperlocal, deal discovery, fashion e-commerce, and most recently, food delivery at Swiggy. Very excited to be here and be part of the conversation here today.
Great. That's impressive what you have managed to do with Swiggy. What we are going to talk today with Arnab is about their journey of onboarding to voice. We are going to tell you about why Swiggy decided to bring voice into their business. We are going to talk about how they decided to do it and what role App Actions had, and we'll end up with some key learnings. So Arnab, why don't you share us how you grew to be the leading online food ordering and delivery platform in India?
Swiggy was founded in 2014. Since then, we've grown rapidly to become India's leading on-demand delivery platform. Today, we connect our consumers with 150,000 plus restaurants and stores across 500 plus cities in the country, providing a hassle-free, fast and reliable delivery experience, delivering food, groceries, and a host of other things.
Congratulations, Arnab. That is really an impressive scale within only 6 years. On that journey, what drove you to prioritize voice?
So we've been looking at voice with a lot of interest at Swiggy. It's amazing how consumers in India are increasingly using their mobile phones and voice-enabled devices at home for so many things, be it playing music, be it controlling their smart homes, or be it for driving directions in the car. Like it's almost everywhere. Right? On our platform, we believe voice is a very powerful way to improve the user experience for our customers, simply because voice can compress a journey requiring multiple steps and interactions into a very simple voice command. And that's terrific, right? Also, there's a high likelihood that voice will emerge as an interface for choice for the next wave of Indian consumers who are coming online for the very first time.
Right. So voice is emerging, but it's also a tool to really simplify it for the user further.
Absolutely, yeah.
Indeed, you are actually known for an excellent and exceptional customer service. How does voice fit into your vision for user excellence?
So what we did was we looked at our overall platform, all the user journeys that people have, and what are the tasks they're trying to accomplish on the platform. Right? And from this, we picked a set of user flows that we believe were most suited for voice. As an example, tracking where is my order is a high-frequency use case which can be made very simple using voice as a command. Instead of users going through a sequence of actions on their phones and apps, they can get the same information in a simple and intuitive manner by just saying, okay, Google, track my order on Swiggy. So that makes it like super simple.
That's a great example how voice can help users going forward. Let's move on to the how. When you decided to prioritize voice, what drove your decision to integrate with Google Assistant? Or did you even consider other platforms?
Google Assistant was a very straightforward choice for us. A majority of our customers are on Android devices. And if you look at Google Assistant's reach and popularity in the country and how everyone is very comfortable using it, it makes a great integration for us.
And how does App Actions play a role here? Why did you go for App Actions then?
I think it's primarily to do with reach. While stationary devices are becoming more and more popular in the country, mobile devices remain the biggest and easiest means for most people to get introduced to voice as a platform. And thus Actions becomes the logical choice for us.
Right, so it's really about the Android devices coverage and reach in India that has driven your decision. Great. So Arnab, could you tell us a bit more about how you decided what to build and how to prioritize the launch within other things that you're trying to accomplish?
So as I said earlier, right, we looked at an exhaustive set of user flows and user journeys that we believe on our platform would benefit from having voice as an interface. From this, we converged on a few, looking at the data on our platform, how are users using our platform to solve their use cases, and also going out and talking to some of our customers and asking them what is it that they would find most useful. And we use these as inputs to bake all these things into our roadmap.
Fantastic. So solving for the user was again the primary decision criteria here. And now I would say it's high time that here the wonderful community who's listening to us can experience what you have built. Anand, why don't you demo your app to us?
So actually, Tua, I've already placed an order just before we started the conversation so that I could demo. Let's try to find out where my order is. Okay, Google, track my order on Swiggy. Oh, looks like it's already here. It's not too far. As you can see, Tua, I am a masala dosa fan.
Fantastic. I think I'm intrigued by dosa now. It's high time, Anand, that you expand your business to Europe.
Or on your next visit to Bangalore.
Thank you. Great. So let's put food aside at the moment. Thanks for your demo. Could you just share, how long did it take you to build this App Actions migration?
It was quite quick, actually. I think once we decided what did we want to build, from conceptualization to go live, it took us about 3 days. I think our team found integration very quick and easy. And the folks have gotten written blog posts about it too.
Thank you, Arnab. I read about that as well. Thank you for driving transparency to the developers, what you've learned. Let's shift gears a bit now. What have users thought about your experience?
I think we're seeing very good traction. A lot of users are coming, trying it out and using it. In fact, since we have launched this feature on our app, more than 500,000 plus users have come and used it on our platform. So it's a very encouraging numbers for us.
That makes sense. So how did you let users know about this new feature?
I think it was very simple. What we did was we created a banner introducing the feature and how to use it. And we showed it to our customers just after they had placed an order successfully. I think this worked very well because it built awareness about this at just the right time and invited them to come and try out the feature.
So spending time and planning a promotion is as critical as the rest of the project, I understand.
Kind of, yeah. But I think it's important that you nudge people at the right time in their journey so that they're intrigued and try it out and find it useful.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So we start coming to the end. What would you share as a top tip to other partners and to our community out here who are starting to think and plan to integrate with App Actions?
I think it's quite straightforward, actually. The way to go about it, I would think, is to look at your overall product experience and find parts of it that you believe will really benefit from being voice only or voice first. I think the key here is to zero down on those use cases where customers would find voice as the most natural way to interface with the product. And that's where it would really matter.
That's convincing. Focus on where voice can help most to improve your customer experience further. Fantastic. And Anand, what is coming next? How are you thinking about improving and simplifying your users' world even further?
So we've already launched tracking the order and also searching for food on our platform. I think we're very keen to launch end-to-end user journeys where people can complete a transaction without even opening the Swiggy app. Right? I'm looking forward to the day when I could just tell my assistant, hey, order my usual from Starbucks or repeat my last week's order on Domino's. I think that's where we aspire to be soon.
Fabulous. And an impressive journey. I think I've used the word impressive a couple of times in this conversation. And before we close, I just wanted to capture the top 3 takeaways from our conversation today. Number 1, voice is here to simplify for the user. You can strengthen your customer experience and service even further with voice. Mm-hmm. Number 2, App Actions is simple. On the one hand, you just plug into your existing app and Android user base. On the other hand, it's easy to build. I think, Anand, you said it wasn't more than 3 days to do it with your team. And lastly, don't forget about telling what you do. Plan to promote and educate your user at the right moment with the right message. So Anand, thank you so much for sharing this insightful journey with us. I'm sure I'm talking in the name of the full community here. We at Google are very excited to continue this journey together and explore and innovate with you. Thank you, Anand, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.